Our research team is here with the trade setup. Nigel, Sonal and Surbhi all join me now. Guys, a very good morning to all of you. Sonal, coming to you first. We were just discussing the global setup. Well, at least there's a minor green tick right now.
Yes, I've got the color right today. So yes, there is some green tick across global markets, especially in US, because we did see a sharp fall last week itself. So most of the US markets, they closed higher. The gains were anywhere between 0.3% to 0.6%, led by the outperformance that we've seen on NASDAQ as well. Bond yields cooled down, and that is one of the reasons why these markets also surged higher as far as the US markets are concerned. If we talk about the Asian markets, largely higher today. Hang Seng is up 0.9%. The Taiwanese markets are shut again for a holiday. Even Nikkei is higher in trade today, and this despite the fact that their factory production data, Japanese factory output, it was down 4.6%, which was the worst decline that this region saw in 8 months. Despite that, if we look at the SGX Nifty, because we have seen strong cues from global markets, it's absolutely flat. 0.05% is what we are seeing as SGX Nifty moves on the higher side. For our own markets, well, yesterday we did see a sharp fall at the start, but there was a recovery. There was a strong recovery from day's low led by the banking names yesterday. Bank Nifty closed in the green, and Nifty closed at that 17,400 mark. So looked like there was some recovery. Now the crucial support for the Nifty is at 200-day moving average, which is at 17,368. And if we look at Nifty Bank low, which is at 39,745, that is crucial support for that particular index in the near term as well. All eyes also on the IT index because NASDAQ surged in trade yesterday. So we'll be watching out for that counter as well. Looks like it could be, as per SGX Nifty, could be a green to a positive start. It could be a flat to a positive start today.
All right, maybe a little bit of a positive start. So let's see how the session moves from there. Sonal, thanks for that. But let's also talk about the individual names that could be in focus in today's trading session. Surbhi is standing by with that entire list. Hi, Surbhi.
Hi, morning. Thanks for that. Few stocks on my radar this morning. Zee Entertainment continues to be in focus as it will move out of the IBC framework and surveillance actions will be reverted. F&O contracts for May 2023 will now be available. Next is NHPC, where the cabinet approves a 2880 megawatt multi-purpose project in Arunachal Pradesh for 1600 crores of capex. Mastech, the company announced a strategic partnership with Netel to bring AI-led digital transformations to the retail and the consumer industry. Next is Wipro, where it announced 4 strategic global businesses lines to deepen alignment with client priorities. Mahindra Logistics, the company's CFO Yogesh Patil resigns with effect from 11th March. And lastly, Lakshmi Organics, where the company appoints Rajan Venkatesh as MD and CEO.
All right, Surbhi, thanks a lot for taking us through that entire list of stocks. Finally, I'm going to hand it over to Nigel, who's looking at all of the cues from the futures and options space this morning. Hi, Nigel.
Well, morning, Pavitra. You know, yesterday we saw a good bounce on the Nifty Bank in particular, and there was clearly short covering that did play out there because the Nifty Bank ended higher, took support at around the 39,745, which incidentally is the 10% correction from the peak. And then, in fact, we did see a bounce that played out. But what did the FIs do? Well, they continued adding shorts. So they added close to 9,000 short contracts, and that takes the short positioning to around 83%. It appears they were shorting the Nifty Bank because the open interest out there was up by close to around 5%. And as we told you, there appears a bit of a short covering bounce that played out on the Nifty Bank itself. So the Nifty is what they were shorting. On the index option side, well, they were buying calls as well as puts. So no big data point coming out of there. But for me, what is encouraging is they were writing puts yesterday. And after a while, we saw more puts getting written than calls in a ratio of roughly around 3:1. So I like that data point. The other factor is the Nifty PCR has moved back to around 0.72 odd. You know, but at around 0.65, 0.7, we've seen a bit of a bounce that does play out. On the Nifty, it appears as a short straddle that's playing out. What is that? You know, the 17,400 call as well as puts. You write both of them, you pocket close to around 150, 160 rupees odd, and you hope that the Nifty moves in this band of around 17,250 to around 17,550. That's basically adding 150 to 17,400 on the up as well as the downside. The Nifty Bank as well, there appears there was some put writing out there. So the 40,000 put saw open interest up of close to around 4 lakh shares odd. That's a 10% uptake out there, and that's the strike which has the highest open interest. So the bulls will be counting on that level holding out. Yesterday's low as well, that 39,800 odd becomes very, very important. So SGX Nifty is now indicating a bit of a flattish start. The ingredients are in place. If today you're to see a bit of a relief rally, I think today is the day, going by the global cues as well as the trade setup. So let's see whether or not that plays out.
All right, let's see whether or not that plays out. Nigel, thanks a lot for that. We do have to get into a short break on that note. But on the other side, the key macro data to track is that the Q3 GDP numbers will be announced